Hello everyone, welcome to this part of our video. Today we are going to go through 4A1 revision chapter 4 trigonometry. Right, let's begin. Now for chapter 4 trigonometry, we need to relate back to some of our previous knowledge that we have learned in set 2. Okay, and that involves the Pythagoras theorem. Now there are two types of things that you need to use for Pythagoras theorem. Number one is to use the converse of Pythagoras theorem. What is the purpose of converse of Pythagoras theorem? It helps you to prove whether is that triangle a right angle triangle or not. Okay, then the second type is to use the converse of Pythagoras theorem itself to find the length of sides. Okay, so now let's begin. So converse of Pythagoras theorem starts with something like that. Triangle ABC has this sum of the three sides. AB is 29, AC is 20, and BC is the length 21. Using Pythagoras theorem, determine if this triangle is a right angled triangle. So what we're going to do, we need two values actually. The first part, we need the longest side, which is AB. So I'll take AB square to be equals to the number 29 square. Calculate out this number. Right, calculate out this number. So 29 square can give me the number 841. Then I'm going to look at the other two sides, the sum of their squares. That will be AC square plus BC square, which is the number 20 square plus 21 square. Let's check 20 square plus 21 square. That gives you the number 841. So 8, what do you notice about that? You notice that this number is 841. This is also 841. That means this is equals to this one over here. So what do we have? Since this one you need to memorize it a little bit. AB square is equals to AC square plus BC square by, what's the brand, do you remember? Converse. By converse of Pythagoras theorem. Do you know how to spell Pythagoras theorem? Never mind, I also don't know how to spell. Here I have. Okay, by converse of Pythagoras theorem. I don't even know whether they spell it correctly. Okay, but never mind. By converse of Pythagoras theorem, so we can confirm that triangle ABC is a right angle triangle. Okay, then just to double check, do you know where is the 90 degree, the right angle? This is my longest side over here, right? So the side opposite the longer side, this one will be my right angle. So to add on, if you need to, angle ACB is the one that's 90 degrees. Alright, so some students might be asking me, sure, what happens if the numbers are not equal? Then what do I need to do? So if the numbers are not equal, then I will just need to say this statement over here, but this sign I will use the not equal sign. And then by the converse of Pythagoras theorem, ABC is not a right angle triangle. So this portion will have be a little bit of change. Right, instead of that, so if it's not equal, then it will not be a right angle triangle. Have you gotten the concept? Now, let's start to apply. How about if I were to apply these questions, right? Okay, and then I'm going to use our next part on trigo ratio. Before we begin, let's do a quick revision for our trigo ratio. Tangent ratio, TOA. Opposite over adjacent, tangent ratio. Tua ka, cosine ratio, CAH, adjacent over hypotenuse. So, sine ratio, O over H. Okay, so most of you might have understood this or remember this. Please make sure you write it down. Right, so now this diagram shows two right angled triangles. They must mention it's right angle triangle. If they is not mentioned as a right angle triangle, cannot use these formulas. Okay, so I know that the length PQ is 13 right? And QX is 5. How am I going to find PX? Okay, how am I going to find PX? So remember for our Pythagoras theorem, C square equals to A square plus B square, correct? But C square is for the longer side, the hypotenuse. But is PX the hypotenuse? This one is the shorter side, right? It's not the longest, right? So in order to find PX, I'll straight away take square root of, it's the shorter side, right? So I'll take, add or subtract? I'll subtract 13 square minus 5 square. For those of you who attended my lesson, must remember. Okay, then you key this into your calculator. I got my answer, PX is equals to 12. So now I replace here, label it on my diagram. PX is now equals to the number 12. Next part of the question, find the length of PS. So they want me to find the length of PS. Let us label a little bit. This is my 90 degree. So what is PS? The opposite, the adjacent, or the hypotenuse? Oh, rather, how do I know that I need to use Trigonometry? Number one, I only have one side of the measurement, and they gave me an extra angle, 24 degrees. So definitely when there's an angle and there are sides, I'm going to use Trigonometry. Alright, trigo ratio. So in this case, I want to find PS is my hypotenuse. And I have the angle 24. I must find H. What other information do I have? I have the number 12. 12 is this side does not touches the angle 24. It's directly opposite to it. So this one will be my O. So I don't care about my adjacent already. I'm given information for O, and I must find H, the hypotenuse. So it's O and H will give me so. So sine must go with the angle. So sine angle 24, SOH. O is my 12 over the hypotenuse, which is PS. Okay, so how do I know what to do? Multiply or divide. So you notice, right, if I want to get PS, right, actually I just need to switch the position for these two. Right, switch the position for these two. I just divide it. I switch this position. So PS go on top, and 12 over sine 24. Then it saves a lot more time lah. But of course, those of you who prefer the calculator, the number, you can work out step by step what you usually tend to do. Okay, so you can take 12 divide by sine 24. Make sure your calculator is in the correct mode. So now I get my answer, 29.503. This is a length, not angle. So length, the accuracy will be 3 sig fig 1, 2, 3. 29.5 cm. Have you gotten the answer? Now let's work out a few more questions. How am I going to use this Trigonometry to solve this question over here? For example, how do I know that I need to use Trigonometry or whichever, right? So observe certain things. Number one, I have measurements and I got an angle. I have measurements. I need to find angle. Right? So when you have this kind of sign and symptoms, right, that means you need to know, oh, I need to use Twa, Ka, cosine ratio, and so. Right? Let's begin first. In which triangle? They want me to find the value of H. Hey, both the triangle have value H. Which triangle got more information that can help me to find? The blue triangle, this one, A is unknown. I don't have its information. I only got 10 and I need to find H. So there are two crosses. I do not know anything, no information. So that means I cannot use this blue triangle. Let's try the red triangle. I have 12. I have an angle south and I can find, then I need to find H. So in this case, I should use the red triangle. And let's do a little bit of labeling. If this is my angle, what is 12? O, A, or H? Well, 12 touches the 25 and is not the longest side. So this is my adjacent. And then what about the side H? I must find this side, right? So this one is a must. So this is my opposite O, right? So O and A, that tells me I need to use the tangent ratio. Tangent must go with the angle. Angle is 25 degrees. TO over A. A cannot put O, they put the letter H over the number 12. So when you have this kind of question, what do I do? H is on top, so I can just happily cross multiply, right? Cross multiply together. So this will be 12 times tangent 25. Some of you prefer pressing the calculator. Please go ahead with all the numbers, all right? But do copy as at least 5 sig fig for accuracy. So after calculation, I managed to find this is 5.5957. And rounding this off, 5.5, 1, 2, 3, round up. Oh, not 5.5 already, 5.60. Okay, so H equals to 5.60. Alright, but now I know the information, I need to use it to find my other portions, right? So now I'm going to replace this by 5.8. What number should I use? Should I use the more accurate answer or the less accurate answer? So I'm going to use the more accurate answer, right? So this is 5.5957, 5 sig fig, huh? Now I'm going to find angle A. Let's see, angle A, I do not know what's angle A. What information have they given me? I have a side 10. Oh, this 10 touches the angle A and it's not the hypotenuse, not the longer side. So this one is going to be my adjacent. And my H has now a number that I know this is my opposite. So O and A. So I'll need to use the tangent ratio. But remember, we are looking for angle. So to do shortcuts for our angle, I want to find the tangent ratio, right, angle. So the angle A will be tangent, angle, so tangent, inverse. O over A, TOA. Opposite is the number 5.5957. Let me erase this away. No, I got no space to write. Over A, adjacent is 10. Then keying this into your calculator, shift tangent, 5.5957 over 10. That gives me the number, angle A equals to 29.230 something. Alright, 0 something, so this one is angle, so decimal place, 1 decimal place, 29.201 dp. That's the angle. Have you gotten your answer? Now let's take a look at the last part. The last type of a question that is related to trigonometry will be angle of elevation and depression. Now most of you know how to do angle of elevation. So in this case, I'm going to work out a word problem or angle of depression instead. Okay, so a live scenario here. A lifeguard is seated with his eye level 2.3 meters above the ground. So you can see this one is vertically above the ground. Okay, maybe I use a darker color. Look at this one. So he's above the ground. And then the person in the swimming pool, the man in the swimming pool, is horizontally across. Okay, and then you have this one, the angle of depression. So drawing this out. Right, I have my man 2.3 meters, the man inside, the whichever is 5. This can be 90 degrees. Why? Because it's a vertical and a horizontal distance. Now they want the angle of depression of the boy's So this is the boy. From the bodyguard. So from the bodyguard, right? So from the bodyguard, draw an eye level. Eye level. Okay, then some of you might want to complete the square, the rectangle. Eye level and look down. Angle of depression is always outside your triangle. So this is angle of depression. If you're really not used to it, you can change angle of depression to angle of elevation. So these two angles will be the same. Alright, so now I know that this one is the number 2.3 and 5, so I can use, this is the angle that I want to find, and what are the information I have? I have the number 2.3. This side doesn't touches my angle, so this is my opposite. I have this number. Next, I have another number 5 over here. This touches my angle and it's not the longer side. So this is adjacent. Right? Oh, I forgot to write down our tuakaso. So tua, ka, and so. Alright, I'm going to find the angle. T-O-N-A. So tangent. I'm going to look for the angle. So angle will be equals to tangent inverse. Alright, TOA opposite, which is 2.3 over adjacent, which is 5. Keying this into your calculator, tangent equals to 2.3 over 5. And then we get our answer 24.702. Round this off, 24.7 degrees, 1 decimal place. Okay, have you gotten your answer? Okay, with that, we come to the end of this part of the lesson. So I'll see you for the next time. Okay, please revise and study. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.